What's going on today, YouTube? Today we got the second video of today's slate of NFL videos. We got the fourth and final team of the NFC South, which is unfortunately the Atlanta Falcons. And you save the worst for last in this situation. I have them going 1-16 and could quite honestly be 0-16 or 0-17. The only reason they're going 1-16 is I have them winning a trap game over the Baltimore Ravens in week 16. That's literally the only time I see them winning. I could see them beating the Bears. I could honestly see them picking up one of the games against the Panthers and maybe beating the Seahawks. But other than that, the Falcons should lose the rest of these games. But I'll get into that more when we get into the record predictions. Right now, we're going to talk about their team. Traded away Matt Ryan. So, I mean, that's kind of a signal that the team's not the leadership higher up than players believes that the team is not prepared to compete as of right now, which I agree. There's not enough talent to keep an older, aging, very expensive quarterback on the roster. You did draft Drake London. You do have Kyle Pitts. Cordell Patterson is a fine gadget player in the backfield until he decides he's done playing. Offensive line is not good, so Matt Ryan was not thriving behind that. And then on the defense side of the ball, you have obviously Deion Jones. AJ Terrell is a great young, underrated cornerback. Um, who is that defensive lineman that I'm forgetting the name of? Deion Jones is a linebacker. Grady Jarrett's who I'm thinking of. Then you have Grady Jarrett in the defensive line. You don't really have anybody in the back end at safety or anything like that, or even an opposite corner of AJ Terrell. So the roster is just severely talent deficit, and it's going to show this season when all the ones actually play. Like the first preseason game against the Lions, you could just see that the Falcons team just did not have juice. And yeah, the Lions lost that game, and the Falcons won, but maybe you could just say the Falcons twos and threes were better than the Lions twos and threes. I guess I don't. That's a preseason weird. I don't really know why we have preseason other than just get game ready. But that's why you have joint. That's why they're having joint practices, so they're game ready for the preseason game. It doesn't make any sense. That's pretty much all I'm going to talk about for the Falcons roster and season predictions. Drake London, I think, is going to have a great year with Marcus Mariota or Desmond Ritter throwing the ball. It's kind of inevitable to say that a rookie wide receiver is going to have a good year unless they don't really have talent. Drake London has a lot of talent, and he's kind of the jump ball wide receiver, which is not that hard to acclimate into the NFL. Look at Kenny Galladay when he's a one-trick pony in Detroit, and now that he's getting asked to do more in New York, he's failing. So on to their record prediction. As brutal as this is going to be to try and get through, I have them losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 games straight to the Saints week 1 just because the Falcons are just talent deficit. They don't have a lot of talent on the roster, and with Marcus Callaway, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry, Jameis Winston, who I think could have a better year than most people are projecting. Alvin Kamara there for half the year. You have Mark Ingram even to fill in when he's not there. On defense, you have Cam Jordan. You just have so many. You have a very well built roster to just. And then same thing for week 2 against Rams. Week 3, like I said earlier, I could see them pulling it out, but still, the star power that is sprinkled into the Seahawks roster is more experienced is more experienced and talented than the talent sprinkled in and the experience sprinkled into the Falcons roster. Week 4, I have them losing, like I said, to the Cleveland Browns. This is without Deshaun Watson as he comes back in week 13. But I still think with the Browns roster, and like I say, I'm going to say every single time, more than likely, the talent on the roster is so good. I think that is just going to stop the Falcons from gaining any traction in the majority of the games that they play this year. Week 5, I have them losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just talent wise, the Falcons are just not on the same level as the Bucs. Week 6, I have them losing to the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this game, I do believe, could also be a trap game. I think if Trey Lance comes out and starts gunslinging, I do think that you could get a little foreshadowing into them playing the Chiefs the next week and overlooking the Falcons, and the Falcons could bust you in the mouth. Week 7, I have them losing to the Cincinnati Bengals. I just think Joe Shiesty and that offense is going to be too smothering for the Falcons to really even have a chance. Maybe be somewhat competitive, but not really in the position to win the game when it counts. And then week 8, I have them losing to the Carolina Panthers. Like I said, they could pick up one of these games. I just don't think it's going to happen, especially with Baker Mayfield trying to prove it, trying to still be a starter in this league. Week 9, I have them losing to the Chargers. I don't think I need to explain that one. If you haven't seen the Chargers video, go watch it. It is in the description, or not in the description, in the playlist that this video is in. I think the Chargers are going to be absolutely outstanding this year. And then again, week 10, losing to the Carolina Panthers. I just think that's going to be a talent difference that's going to set a lot of these games apart. Week 11, like I already said, I think that they could pick up this game against Chicago. I just don't think it's going to happen. The Falcons roster is just really bare of talent. And it's getting repetitive and annoying that I keep saying it, but it's a lot of the reason I think that they're going to lose 16 games. Week 12, I have them losing to the Washington football team. It's just one of those things that talent. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of these losses. You lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers in week 13, lose to the New Orleans Saints week 15, lose to the Arizona Cardinals and Tampa Bay Buccaneers week 17, week 18, and then finally getting a win to not go 0-17. First team to do so ever by beating in a trap game the Baltimore Ravens as they look forward to that next week playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I just think it could be a trap game. So overall going 1-16, the number 16th seed in the NFC. At this point, it is the worst record in the NFL. So that would be the number 1 overall draft pick. And honestly, if Desmond Ridder doesn't pan out, that could be a great pick. If not, Will Anderson will be available, obviously, because nobody's going to be picking before you. So you have a good lot to pick for the future and try to build around maybe Desmond Ridder if he is that guy. We'll have to see what happens. A lot of this, like I say in every video, or almost every video, injuries happen. Injuries play a big factor into wins and losses of games. So we'll just have to see who's injured, who's not injured, who plays well, who doesn't play well, stuff like that. So if you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can stick around and see more of my videos. And then comment down below what you think I hit on, what you think I missed on. So looking forward to seeing what you guys had to say about my first team being 1 win, or the first team on my list having 1 win. So there's no other teams so far. Just kidding. They're the only team in the NFL with 1 win. I think I just said that a little bit ago when I was talking about the draft position. That's going to do it. Peace.